everybody, and welcome to Reviews That Don't Matter with Jessica Hitt. My name is Jessica Hitt. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about Molly's Game, the Aaron Sorkin written and directed. Jessica Chastain is starring in this. Idris Elba is supporting in this. Let's get into it. Now, I don't really feel like this movie is getting enough love. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really interesting to learn about this real life story, and it's also something that really makes you curious in real life, like who are these people, player X, and all of it's fascinating. It really is. And it also explores this really interesting thing of how this person who theoretically has her life set a certain way, and she wants to kind of, I think rebel is a strong word, but she goes off, she does her own thing, and then it spirals so fast that you can't even thoroughly comprehend exactly how it happened if you're that person. And then all of a sudden you're in this really terrible position that you put yourself in, whether or not the circumstances were bad or good. You did it to yourself in a way. You made these decisions. You put yourself in a situation that could get very, very bad, and then has this idea of really owning up to it and deciding to still be that person that you know you are, and a good person, and not be a snitch. One thing I will say is I think I prefer Aaron Sorkin as a writer as opposed to a director, because I think his writing is phenomenal. I think the script is great. Directing-wise, I don't think anything was necessarily brought to the film that was spectacular, there was nothing nuanced in my opinion when it came to the directing part. I do think that Jessica Chastain did a great job. I mean, I think that Jessica Chastain can't really do any wrong. And Idris Elba is a great supporting character in this, as well as somebody who just for some reason believes in this person, even though there's really no reason to. I think maybe in the acting department, maybe Jessica Chastain could have done something a little bit different, but I mean, this character was very straightforward, very just well, this is this, this is this, this is this, and I like that a lot. I also really appreciate the fact that they did not bother to write any kind of love interest, because there's no need to. And Aaron Sorkin even said stuff on the roads why are you guys asking me this question? You never asked me this question when it came to Leonardo DiCaprio or any of these people. I also think it could be jumping over a couple hurdles when it comes to similar to The Big Short. The Big Short was very very confusing because of the sense that not a lot of people know how that stuff works, and it's a lot of mumbo jumbo really, and it's not really explained in layman's terms until they bring in a very small thing. But even then, it's still hard to explain, honestly, because it's still a whole bunch of financial crap that you really don't want to know, but you probably should know. And it was explained pretty fast, too. And that's the thing with Molly's Game is, poker was explained fast. All of the, how she was able to not able to take a cut of the money, but can take the tips. All of that is explained so fast that at times it could go a little over your head, and you kind of have to backtrack and be okay, what did they say? Okay. Let's just trust the movie, and this is legal. Yeah, totally legal. I also really appreciated the way that the story was told, and that was kind of it was coming from present day of her getting ready for the trial, and then going back to her telling her story to the lawyer. And while this isn't a new storytelling technique, I think it worked really well in this particular movie. And I think the movie really gets going when it starts showing that darker side. Once she goes to New York from LA, when she's kind of almost blacklisted in a way because of Player X, she goes to New York and starts her own ring of games. Then it starts to get really dark, and that's when I like it. I like it when it's she gets addicted to drugs, and she's staying awake, and this depression starts to take hold of her, and she's always stressed out. She's barely sleeping. She gets involved with these people that are bad people, and she knows it. Deep down, she might try to ignore it and be I don't know what these people do. I just run the game. And really, she knows exactly what's going on here. And then later on, when she gets threatened in her own house, and her healing herself because she can't go to the doctors after she's hurt like that, she just has to stay in her room for two weeks or 3 weeks or a month or whatever. So I think that's really where the gold of this movie is when Jessica Chastain goes to that really dark place and really explores that depression and trying to drag herself out of that. I also really like it when she is kind of figuring out exactly how the attorneys are coming at her by taking all of her money just so in the end they can say, well, give us the names and we'll give you back all of your money. Instead of it, originally she was thinking that they took it all because they thought all of it was illegal money. No, they took it knowing it wasn't all illegal, and that they could use it as a sort of device to get what they want out of her. So I like her slowly realizing that, and also I like the fact that Idris Elba's lawyer character, he wasn't giving her all the facts. It was kind of just like conversation, him figuring out the type of person she is so he could fight for her, and then her really like showing her intelligence and strength and that her story. And the fact that, for the most part, I believe this is all true, besides the fact that, she wasn't injured in the trials of the Olympics or whatever. She went to the Olympics, won like a bronze medal or something like that. And then also the fact that Idris Elba's character is just a character for the movie, is not also, not a real character person. And, for the most part, it seems like it's really true from all of these players in LA and how she got started. She's not naming these people, but we would probably know the names of them. And then moving to New York and having all of that, and then the drugs and getting beaten and all that kind of stuff like that is all true to the best of my knowledge. And I've read up a little bit on who Player X is, and I have my theories. Tobey Maguire. But, it's probably never going to get proven, who these people are, unless, she writes it in her will to be proven when she dies, which that'd be kind of, mic drop there. But with this movie, I would recommend it to people who enjoy slower kind of movies that are tended to be Oscar films. I'm not mad that this wasn't nominated for an Oscar at all, but I do think it deserves a little bit more love. I kind of wish it wouldn't have come out in Oscar season. Maybe a slower month, maybe even not that. Maybe in August or September, I might have would have liked it. But then again, it probably would have just gotten buried by it. It's just laying it next to films like Lady Bird and The Big Sick and all of those types of movies. I can't necessarily see it competing in that way. But I do believe it deserves a little bit more love. Like I said, I would recommend this to people who like those types of movies. Not everybody will like this movie. Some people are going to think it's really boring, or that it's just, average film. And I think it's above average. I wouldn't call it a great film. I'd call it a very good film, is what I would end it with. Okay, you guys, I hope you guys liked this review. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what are your thoughts on Molly's Game if you've seen it. Also, what are your favorite Jessica Chastain movies? Because, she's just awesome. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I make videos Monday through Friday. I will see you guys later. Bye.